Time to musk up.
Wow. Okay, YouTube. This is the video that no one's asked for. But nonetheless, here we are. If you can see, I'm out of breath because I've had to get all these bottles. I have to go up and down the stairs and stuff, so bear with me. But I don't want to take up a lot of your time. In no way is this to flex. In a way, this could be considered maybe embarrassing, but this shit is awesome, so I don't really care if it is. But anyways, all right. I'm gonna try and save the best for last, but I haven't planned this out in any way, so let's just go with it. First one I got was this bottle here, Mitsuko Edt, 1.7 ounce. This one was really cheap, so I couldn't say no. And it's an older bottle. It did say 1996 on it, so I'm guessing that's from when it was. And the bottle looks like it's a 90s bottle, should I say box. Just a beautiful chypre. Oak moss, which I think is the oak moss that Rich knows. Peach, citrus, a lot lighter. You could definitely see why Diaghilev was inspired by this, but they're completely different. But obviously you can't compare this EDT to the Parfum Diaghilev. You would have to compare it to the extrait. But nonetheless, couldn't say no. Really cheap price. Everyone should probably have that bottle in their collection. Another one that I had to get. I'm kind of a sucker for ambergris, especially if you tell me there's real ambergris in it. And that is Encens Mythique. Just absolutely stunning. Just an ambergris, rose, aldehydes, absolutely stunning. Not as easy to get nowadays as far as discounters, so if you find it, grab it. Okay, actually let me put these aside so I don't get them mixed up. Keep them far away from my feet. I don't want to kick them. Okay, what else? All right, so let me talk about some of the ones that I've done little short videos on already that you're aware of, and that is Chanelle Edemberg. And this is just kind of light, effervescent eau de cologne, but not a neroli, citrus, petitgrain, orange blossom kind of eau de cologne. Just as far as the style, but this is a juniper berry, cypress, vetiver, some citrus at the top. Really nice. Still getting used to it. As I said, I think this is good for the fall, and it seems to be a little bit stronger than the others in the collection. All right, next one. Okay, so I actually spoke about this. I got a 4-ounce bottle of this, the No. 5 Chanel Eau de Cologne. Box was open, but it didn't evaporate. So I think this was kept really well, and I don't think it's aged bad at all. It smells absolutely amazing. Just a deeper, rich No. 5 with a prominent note I'm getting of civet. Really pissy, and it's actually the reason why I got it. This is probably the most masculine No. 5 there is. I'm kind of surprised some people are saying they're having a difficult time with this. I mean, I guess I could see that, but I absolutely love it. Although it's a splash, it's okay. You know, there's no other option for it. Life moves on. This is Les Indomptables Escaldones. Now this is an actual eau de cologne, but this is something special. This isn't your typical eau de cologne. This has natural ambergris. So like I said, sucker for ambergris. Some petitgrain, some citrus, and I think some other aromatic notes in this. Absolutely stunning. When you try things like this, you understand why Ambroxan can never come close to ambergris. Ambroxan can match the saltiness, the ozonic air, but Ambroxan will never get that kind of animalic, kind of dusty smell that you would get from natural ambergris, because of course it floats in the water, in the ocean for many, many years until it shores up, and that's just something you cannot replicate, I find, with synthetics, Ambroxan. And you can tell right away that this is a natural ambergris. Absolutely stunning. Fairly priced, although it is an eau de cologne, really light in projection, but the longevity probably maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, but it's okay. I have other stuff to last longer if I need it. What else? Okay, so I made a video about this, well, short, and I found this boy right here. And man, was I excited to find this. I mean, surprisingly, I don't know, there wasn't a lot of bottles made, or maybe, you know, nobody wants to give them up. And when they do, the prices are insane. And somebody that I met from YouTube got me a great deal on this, and I don't know if he wants me to share his name, so I won't, but thank you very much for this. Just stunning. Just a beautiful Merlot, just dark and mysterious with some, you know, your aromatics, barely any citrus in this, deviates from the original EDT quite a lot. The 2017 version starts to get closer towards the EDP, which is why I think they discontinued it, but this is better. And it's a beast on me too. This stuff doesn't go away. And that's the Eau Sauvage 2012. The other one that I had a short little haul video was on this. And man, oh man, don't get it twisted. This is absolutely unisex. Beautiful green galbanum note. Just mixing in there with the note of iris. This is just class in a bottle right here. I think men can easily wear this in that bottle. I mean, this might be some of the most stunning bottles in all of perfume. And also, I don't know what's going on. I guess this doesn't sell a lot, but I spoke to the woman at Chanel and in Bloomingdale's, and they do not stock many of these bottles. Most of the time, only Chanel online you can find this, or in their boutiques. But most of the time, you will not see this online on Saks, Bloomingdale's, Neiman, Bergdorf. She said she gets 3 bottles a year, if I'm not mistaken. So, just good. All right, so this one I had in a video. This was a tester. I got a really good deal on it, so I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's go with it. Because I got this during the 100th anniversary. So all the talk about number 5 kind of pulled me in. And this one, I mean, I mean, what can I really say about this? Your aldehydes, beautiful florals, beautiful Chanel florals, the jasmine, ylang ylang, iris, beautiful. Really, really good. Not much to say about that. This one I had to track down overseas because Chanel doesn't, pretty sure Chanel has this in Canada, but they do not have it in America. I don't know why, but that is Paul Monsieur. This is the EDT. These bottles, I mean, you can tell that, you know, these are old-fashioned bottles, but for some reason, I just think they're stunning. I just love them. I was thinking this is a Chypre kind of citrus, oak moss, aromatic, beautiful green fragrance. This is really, really good. I'm not mistaken, this was Chanel's first men's fragrance, but to this day, I don't know, I think this might be 50 years old or something like that. And this does not smell dated to me. So that just tells you a lot about this. This is an artisanal brand. I've had a couple of their earlier ones, but those were, you know, their kind of citrus ones, but they're really, really good. And these are when I went to Max Aroma. They hooked me up a little bit. And the three I got was, and I spoke on these also, their new plaques and their new caps. Musk Khabib, Oud Monarch, and Mysterious Oud. Just absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. I mean, look at that. Look at that right there. Look at those beautiful colors. Okay, and obviously Borneo distills his own materials, mainly oud. Musk Khabib is obviously, well, not obvious, but it's deer musk, and the most beautiful note of ylang ylang in this one. This was one of the main ones that I really wanted to get my hands on. Really, really good. Nice animalic muskiness with the florals in there. Oud Monarch is your, basically your chocolatey oud. I think there's a note of frangipani in this, so I do get that. So this does get a little bit tropical. There is some animalic notes in there as well. If I'm not mistaken, there is a note of castoreum and civet in there, but you'll get those mainly in the beginning, and then it starts to smoothen out with the with oud and chocolate. Just absolutely stunning, balsamic, just beautiful. One of their well-known releases, and this one is Mysterious Oud, and this is basically just a very resinous oud, also quite a little animalic. I think the note of mainly Apopanax is in here, that's making it so resinous, with a couple of different ouds from different regions. Just beautiful stuff. So I went on a Serge Lutens kick. As far as everyone knows, nobody even knows what they're up to nowadays, with removing fragrances from the 50 ml rectangle bottles, and they're putting them in the bell jars, or they're putting them in the long black jars, pretty much doubling the price on them. And you know, I kept sleeping on them, and at one point I was just like, you know what, let me get these bottles up, let me snag them up before, you know, they're all gone and they start discontinuing them and whatever. I'm pretty sure whoever likes Serge Lutens is very familiar with what's going on. So I tried to get some of the older bottles as much as possible, but at the end of the day, I'm not that big on reformulations and things like that. But anyways, okay, so the first one I got was the ever so famous Feminine Dubois. I'm not too familiar with these yet, but if I'm not mistaken, this is kind of a woody, kind of fruity, maybe some florals in here, kind of fragrance. The atomizer smells really, really good. Yeah, that's one. And Ombre Sultan. This is a lot of people's benchmark amber here. If I'm not mistaken, it's compared with Mitsa a lot. And I gotta get familiar a little bit with these also. But this is just a beautiful spicy amber. A little incense in there. I get a balsamic. It's beautiful. Okay. Next one is Santal Majuscule. And this is, of course, sandalwood. I think there is a nice note of rose in there. Cacao, if I'm not mistaken. Really nice, creamy, beautiful sandalwood. Next up, Orphine, I don't know. Let's get that close up so you can see. This is Incense and Musk. This one, really nice. A lot of these are really, really good prices on these. And all right, so now I got Cidre, and then these are in the older bottles. Of course, Cedar and Tuberose. All right, so now we got Arabi. And if I'm not mistaken, this is your kind of spicy, resinous plum fragrance. Oh no, not plum, dates. Dates. I think they compare this to Camel, or they compare Camel to Arabi, because I think this came first. Is Vitriol, Orlet, I don't know. As you can tell, I'm not French. Okay, and this one is stunning. I love this one. This is the note of carnation, spicy. I get some musks in this also, but just your carnation, pepper. I get cumin in this also. This one was absolutely beautiful, and I was really surprised that I got the older bottle, so I was really happy with that. And this one was one of the bottles that I got with Eau Sauvage, so thank you to you for this, and that's Joe de Pau. And I get the whole freshly baked bread thing that people talk about, but I kind of get a freshly baked bread with kind of like a honey glazing on top of it. So I do get some sweetness in here, kind of a sandalwood. I think there's like a note of wheat in here. I think there might be some coconut in here also, but I don't really get too much of it. I'm sure it adds to the creamy sweetness that's in this. Don't know why it's compared to Santal Majuscule, but don't really think they're that similar. Now this one, I don't know this, but I actually had a newer bottle, sold it, and I didn't really want to get this, but this brand new bottle came up of the older one, and I did notice that the juice is a lot darker than it was from the newer bottle. and it's definitely a lot richer. I mean, you know, there's this Shergi, of course, the cult classic, hayish tobacco, honey, just beautiful. And these, Eugene actually did a haul, and he bought these 2 bottles, and I was curious, so I went online and I started looking, and I couldn't believe the prices that these bottles were going for. They retail for $375, but they were going for $200, $150. One bottle I got for $120. I couldn't believe it. So this is Queer Maresque. And these are the Ciel bottles, Greta Ciel bottles, that kind of mimic a skyscraper. Now in pictures, I wasn't a fan of them, but when they're in your hands, it's kind of a different story. I mean, they're just really nice, heavy. Caps are but I guess they kind of look like the antenna on top of a skyscraper. So this is Queer Maresque. This definitely doesn't smell like Queer de Russie, but you kind of get the familiar kind of dirty, salty, kind of suede-ish leather that you get in that. Definitely get in this. Comparable with Queer Canage by Dior, but I find this to be kind of the more, a little bit more masculine version of that one. While that one I think has more florals, this one deals with a little bit more woody resinous angle that this one goes in. Next one is, this one is Serge Noir. Serge Noir. This was the one for 120. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. And this is just your clove cumin heaven right here. Really good. Now, this one was going for a little bit more. I guess this one is a little bit more sought after, but this is Musk Kubla Khan. Sorry if you won't be able to see, but the lettering is so small there. Musk Kubla Khan. And this is just, man, this is just musky heaven right here. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with me and that I like musk. I think there's a couple of different kinds of musk in here. There's this kind of vegetal, natural musk in here. And I think kind of like a civet musk, because this gets quite dirty, very pissy musk. I haven't tried the older formulation, so I can't compare it, but honestly, shit is good. This one is Borneo 1834. And this is one of their older releases. I think maybe 1992 or 1996. And this is their Patchouli. And man, is this a Patchouli. This might be one of the strongest patchouli notes I have in all of the fragrances that I have. I won't say that they smell the same, but I'm pretty sure that this and Coromandel have the same chocolatey patchouli note, but they go in completely different categories. Chanel typically, of course, does their, they can take a nice deep note and just make it so classy and buttery smooth, the way Chanel knows how to do. But this one goes in the more rougher territory. Big hit of labdanum, which gives the leathery tones to this fragrance. Also, I think there's a note of chocolate in here, which kind of, or cacao, which adds to the chocolatey nuances that patchouli already has. So this isn't for everybody. This is straight winter right here. Got Black Tie from Celine. Just a beautiful vanilla, woody, orris. I get a little kind of oak moss or tree moss, which is the note that's in here. In the far background, absolutely stunning and beautiful. LVMH. Next two are Eau de Hermes and Equipage Geranium, leather, spices, and geranium. Eau de Hermes, nope. Eau de Hermes, citrus, spices, leather, cumin, but yeah, I guess there's a lot of cumin in this. I don't know, cumin doesn't really bother me, but really beautiful. And considering the prices that you can get these two for, it's an absolute no-brainer. I got this bad boy right here, and that is Grandenia. Grandenia by Regis L'Adore. And look at that, how beautiful that is. Considering this is an artisanal brand, I think the presentation is great. Just your indolic, floral with some spice. There's some natural ambergris in here, a little bit of oud, just absolutely stunning. But this is a pretty new pickup, so I gotta get a little used to this one. Or should I say a little bit more familiar with that one. But I showed this already, but this is Bois d'Azil. Beautiful, beautiful sandalwood, aldehydes, ylang ylang, just another beautiful, buttery, creamy Chanel. Oh. Alright. Now, I ended up getting Spice Blend. And I don't know, some people don't like it. I like it. Obviously, you got your spices in there. But the main thing that I like in this is the note of bay leaf. I'm not sure if that's the note in particular that's giving it this smell, but I get, it gets a little medicinal. And I absolutely love, 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 love that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Arabi has a bay leaf, or Ambre Sultan has a note of bay leaf, which also kind of does that thing. So I think that's the note that's doing that. And I absolutely love it. And that's your big boy spice bomb. You know, that's when you grow up, you get Spice Blend. And this is actually a backup. This is the first backup I have ever bought. And this is mainly because, one, I love it, and number two, as you know, this is the older bottle with the CD, just the lettering, and just then instead of the logo, which is one of the ways that you find out if it's a Privé or a Maison, but I still call them Privé. Okay, now this brand I left for last. One of my favorite brands. I have quite the amount already, but I have to snag up the rest. So let's start with Sal Goes. Now, this is way overpriced eau de cologne, but what I'll say is that this isn't an eau de cologne concentration. Frederick Malle typically will write Parfum on a bottle when it clears the 30% mark. So in most brands, that's, you know, that's an extra, you know, most brands are probably an extrait at the 20-25% mark. So, you know, that's just to give you an idea. But this lasts the same like an EDT or an EDP would last. Just a basic eau de cologne, but with a twist of violet and strawberry to give a slight kind of bubblegum note in here. And that's why I absolutely love this one, because it's different, because it's like, how many eau de cologne kind of fragrances can you really have? See, what next? Oh yeah, so I had this in a short video, and that is Portrait of a Lady. And I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this. Unfortunately, I think the name is kind of scaring guys away from this, but this is absolutely unisex. I might even say this might lean a little masculine. But your patchouli, spices, and rose. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Music for a while. Lavender, pineapple, big note of ethyl maltol, which is giving the sweetness. You know, that same sweetness that you would kind of get from BR 540, but in no way do they smell alike. And no, this does not smell like Aventus. The pineapple there is kind of youthful, you know, kind of citrusy almost. This is like pineapple juice poured into a glass, and it's sat there for a couple of hours, and it's just sitting in room temperature. Sounds nasty, but shit, it works. Towards the dry down, you kind of get like a little patchouli in there as well. And I was really happy to get this. This might be my second favorite Vetiver fragrance, behind, of course, Sycamore, and that is Vetiver Extraordinaire. And this is just a beautiful, rooty, spicy, earthy vetiver, done to perfection by Dominique Ropion, one of my favorite noses in the game. And with that one, I'm going to bring out Angelique sur la Pluie, which I kind of find similar. This one has kind of this angelica root, cumin, Jean-Claude Elena spices that, if you know his work, you'd be familiar with. And this one is an EDT, so it's a little bit lighter. It kind of plays peekaboo on your skin, and sometimes you just need that kind of fragrance, and I absolutely love this. No problems with longevity either with this one. And they don't smell alike, but I get hints of the same spicy rootiness that I get from this one in here, that I've been meaning to get, and I love this one because I love clove. Noir piece. Just kind of orange and spices, woody. This one is just beautiful. If you're a guy or a gal, try this one out. Okay, now this one, I thought about it, and most guys would probably steer away from something like this, but for some reason, when Mal makes his feminine fragrances, there's always something in the base or in the mid that kind of pulls it back towards the middle always. And luckily my skin tends to pull those masculine notes out. And also from the rumors of discontinuation, and rest in peace to the gentleman that Mal worked with, Albert Albaz, superstitious. One of the few Mals that actually have a metal cap. Although their plastic caps are really well made and quite heavy, but this is one of the few. I think outrageous when they made it in the clear bottle with all the letterings all over the place, had a silver cap. But this is a beautiful aldehyde, rose, jasmine, and the note of vetiver in here, which pulls it back to the masculine. Also get a little bit of incense in this also. And don't confuse this aldehydes kind of with number 5 aldehydes. The number 5 aldehydes and more or less the Chanelle aldehydes are more, you know, kind of bubbly champagne-like. This one is almost kind of waxy, like a candle, almost like. Because there, if I'm not mistaken, I read up and there's hundreds of different kinds of aldehydes, and there's, you know, there's some aldehydes that are kind of incensey, some that are champagne-like, some that are like candle-like, which I think in the Labo Vetiver 46 kind of has this incensey aldehyde note in there. Now these two, I had to complete the 4 that were in this. I had the other 2. I was like, you know what, fuck this. Like, how often will you get perfumers like this working with materials like this? Probably almost never. Some might say, most people will say, you know, the night is their favorite. Well, before we get to that, the night. Yes, yes, yes. The ever so famous The Night. I mean, whoa. Just this big, whoo. Even from the atomizer. Oh, just this kind of barnyard, blue cheese kind of beautiful note of oud, and a stunning rose. The same rose that I kind of feel is running through, kind of get it in the moon, but not as much. If I'm not mistaken, Dawn has rose, but that probably has the least out of all 4. And Promise. They all have that familiar note from Portrait of a Lady has. But I mean, what is there to say? I mean, Eugene's video probably will tell you the best. You know, the thing with the ox and, you know, the other, you know, parts. But that, man, that's... And I got my hands on that bottle. I was like, ooh. All right. And the other one is Dawn. And I don't know, I think I like the bigger labels. You know, it makes it different from the other bottles because, you know, this collection is different. And this is just a stunning kind of church incense and oud. I think there might be vetiver in this, a little quite woody. Not as animalic as The Night. I think they have different oud notes in them. And I kind of like Dawn more. And I don't know if I like Dawn more because it's more wearable. I kind of picture, this is very cold kind of fragrance. I kind of picture like a church was just burned down, and the day before they got a shipment in of oud chips and incense, and it burned down while it was inside this church, and a corner of the church collapsed, and you walk in and the fire was put out the day before, and it's a blizzard out. Corner of the church where it's collapsed, you can kind of see the snow whizzing by. That's what I picture. That's what I see when I wear this. And this is absolutely beautiful. And I got lucky because Selfridges, Selfridges, one of the biggest stores in the world. When I ordered these, both the night and this one, I opened the box up and the Dawn was wrapped without the box. It was brand new, but it was wrapped without the box. And I was absolutely furious. So I emailed them. I went back and forth with them a bunch of times. You know, I kind of exaggerated. I said it was used or whatever. And long story short, I got them to give me 40% back on this. It was still fucking expensive. But nonetheless, I'm gonna get plenty of enjoyment from this, probably for the rest of my life. So I think it's a small cost. But okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully this video takes the cake for the haul of the year. Yeah, any questions? If you want to know possibly where I got some of this stuff, help you out, comment down below. And I think this calls for a sub and a like. So if you could do that, please. Thank you very much. And I hope this wasn't too long. Happy Memorial Day weekend.